Hello and welcome to round number 5 recap of Hard House Reading Week Open Crown section. So in round number 5 I was playing against Jaipreet Dalival. I played him last year in the same tournament, but in the 6th round the game ended in a draw. We played neither of Sicilian. I was with black, same color. So this time he plays e4 and I decided to play e5. So if you haven't seen the recap of round number 2 against International Master Emmanuel Code, go check it out, because I decided to surprise and play the 5 as well. So kind of, tournament where I'm experimenting with openings. So I go knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, d3, h6. So the idea here is once again to play d6 and potentially to play g5. So he goes c3, d6, h3, and now I go g5. So once he played h3, I thought g5 is a good move just to make sure potentially that g4, and if short castle I play g4 and should be in a good spot. And he decided to play g4 himself. I was a bit surprised. I kind of knew that he could potentially play to kind of shut down the king side, but at the same time I was like, it doesn't seem that good. So here I should have immediately strike in the middle of the board. But I'm not sure. I maybe thought of bishop b5, but apparently I'm fine even here, like in d5. It's a good position for black pieces, but I play bishop g7, knight d2, and now d5. So one move later, and basically that's already not as good. So here, let's say if 3 takes, then computer says bishop b3, which is kind of a wild move to make. If knight d2, there is knight f4. So, but bishop b3, he would have probably never played it. Probably queen b3, and then this and c6. That I can potentially imagine, because now let's say if takes, and something like b4, there is queen f3, and the rook is under attack, and black actually win the game because rook g1, queen d3, it is a win. So. But let's get back to the game. g4 is played, bishop g7, knight d2, and now d5, bishop b3, bishop e6. So d5 is also some sort of draw offer. Let's say takes, queen b3, knight a5, queen a4. I honestly not sure. I can play c6. I can also just come back, but and kind of offer a draw like that. But yes, c6 is a bit more precise just because I want to potentially go b5. But okay, whatever. So bishop e6. Queen e2 is played, king d6, and once I castled alone, I was like, okay, I'm probably better because rook comes to e8. I have all my pieces in the middle of the board, should be good. So knight goes to f1, knight goes to e7, and that's an interesting moment. I can't really tell what's in terms of timing, but we both spent a lot of time thinking on moves. So here he recommended me knight d7 as one of the alternatives, with knight coming to c5 and potentially taking knight d3. But I didn't really consider that. Like, I was more worried about knight f3, knight g3, knight f5, and suddenly, once knight gets to f5 might be a bit unpleasant. So I go knight to7, first takes, and now I go knight g6, and now knight f5. I'm already, as you can see, a bit worse. So what I was supposed to do is to play h5. I actually calculated moves like that, and I was like, okay, what if takes, like what's going to happen? But apparently I have d4. I never thought of d4, honestly. I thought that I might have some knight h5, knight f4 ideas, but here apparently knight e6, f takes e6, because queen e6 I assume is just bad. It takes d5, and now if rook d5, bishop b3, and if I take back, queen g4. So yeah, this one is a bit complicated, so I would say. So knight to7 is more simple. I want to go knight g6, and knight to7 is also based on my calculation. So knight g3 takes, and knight g6. So I calculated everything until this point. Knight f4 takes, and now I'm slightly worse. I'm supposed to play queen f8, and I thought of queen f8, but I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go back. I don't want to give up my bishop on g7. I would rather give this one, even though it probably was a mistake because f7 pawn suddenly becomes a weakness. You will see in a sec. So let's say if knight g7, queen g7, and I'm actually better. That's a bit unbelievable. But yes, knight e8. and then potentially f6, knight d6, knight comes to f4, maybe knight c4, knight 5. So yeah, that would have been good, but bishop f5 takes, knight f4 takes, and now I first calculate e takes f4 from far away, but I was like, okay, e5. So the line I was calculating queen c6. Now, cannot really retake because of rook h8, and now rook e8, and now if f takes g6, f takes g7, queen f3, and black simply wins the game. So, and yeah, basically my whole line was based on this queen c6, but then I started calculating what if simple castle. Like generally, I'm satisfied because I didn't play it. I thought of maybe going for g4, but now just takes f6 and bishop f5 is coming. And despite black having g file open, I cannot really do anything about it. Like, and I kind of saw that e5 f5 pawns are quite annoying at the very least, so I decided to play g takes f4 because that way I'm safe. So you can already see that you know, I'm definitely not playing my game, because when I have to make the only moves to kind of survive, not good. So rook d1. I was a bit surprised. I expected queen c4 on the board, and I honestly like queen c4 more than rook d1, because after rook d1 he allowed me to occupy crucial c5 square, and now queen cannot really go this way, but takes. So, and here apparently this is a good position for white pieces. Queen c4, they have more space, and yeah, he honestly could have pushed, so I gotta come up with other ways in Italian, because you will also see a recap of round number 6. And before I begin, I mean, it was a tough game as well. So yeah, I mean, clearly I haven't played my best game, but yeah, queen c5, rook f8 takes, and after king e7 I offered him a draw and he accepted. But yeah, here it would have been tough to actually push before, let's say, queen d6, queen c4. Yes. Wait. Takes. Yeah, this white have more space, a little bit pleasant, but I probably would have holded it. But yeah, would have been probably a very, very long and exhausting game. So in terms of accuracy, let's quickly take a look at so let's delete this move and let's check the accuracy of this game. Just curious to see what chess.com computer will show. On Lichess it's like we both played slightly above 90. But yeah, I mean, there were a couple of moments I didn't like about the game. I mean, still I didn't really allow him a lot of chances to actually take a huge advantage, but you kind of sense that, okay, gotta be a lot better. So, and yeah, as you can see here, yeah, 90.8, 91.2. And yeah, around this moment, -1, like, I had to use it, but it's, again, it's a bit complicated. Like, king b8, knight f5, I was like, whatever happens. So he takes f5. I can just maybe even can push e4, but yes, this 95 g4 and knight f7 I can play. Oh, king d5 wins the game, just like that. Yeah, I mean, a bit frustrating, but it is what it is. And then g takes f5, just bishop c8, bishop d2, and I mean, yes, this actually looks fantastic for black. This I could have probably played on. But yeah, a bit unfortunate that I couldn't really push for anything. But yeah, he's a good opponent, and I kind of struggled later in the game. He could have played 4-7 advantage, let's say, here with b4, not b4, but rook d8, king d8, and then king d3 and d4. But yeah, both of us could have pushed at some point of the game. But yeah, the game ends in a draw. It is what it is, and I'll see you tomorrow for the recap of round number 6. Stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.